Hello and welcome to Maple Flavored Yoga. My name is Andy and today's class is a flow-based class that's going to be all about moving our spines. So as with every class, I like to start off by fully arriving onto our mats. So take a comfortable position. You could be laying down if that feels good. If it feels comfortable for you, you can close your eyes, or if you keep them open, just try and have a nice, relaxed, soft gaze. If you'd like to set a sankalpa or an intention for this class, by all means, you may do so now. So just try to come into this space. For the next little while, there's nowhere else you need to be. Try and take in this moment fully. Feel the mat below you. Hear whatever sounds are in your current space, bringing you into the now. If it feels comfortable for you, you can bring your hands to heart center and Anjali Mudra. Bow your head slightly. And I just want to offer some gratitude, or much gratitude, to the creators and cultivators of this spiritual practice from South Asia. I am so grateful for this practice and want to ensure that I'm honoring yoga's roots. With that being said, you can blink open your eyes if they were closed. And now we're going to be coming into a tabletop pose. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and just start with a really nice cat-cow. So inhale, your belly goes to the floor, look up slightly. Exhale, push away, round the spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, push away. And just following your breath here, we'll do 3 more. Last one. Give your head a shake if that feels good. Coming back to a neutral spine, we will tuck our toes and push back into downward dog. Take some time here to stretch out your legs. Pedal your feet back and forth. We do a lot of sitting in our day-to-day lives, so lengthening these muscles can be a challenge. Sway your hips from side to side, that feels good as well. And just inviting some nice, yummy, nutrient-rich, oxygen-rich blood into the backs of our legs. We'll come to stillness now. Connect with your breath here. Do 3 nice big breaths here once again. From here, we're going to walk our hands towards our feet and come into a forward fold. If your hands aren't touching the ground in your forward fold, that's okay. We want to make sure that we're hinging from our hips and not rounding our spine, trying to get our hands to the ground. So nice straight back. If your legs aren't straight, that's okay. As long as you're feeling that stretch in the back of the legs, make sure that there is always a micro bend in all of your joints. We don't want to lock out any joints. If you want to come into a ragdoll, you can place your hands in your elbows and just sway side to side. Nice and easy, allowing your muscles to lengthen naturally. Let gravity take hold of your head. Give that a shake if that feels good. There should not be any pain while you're doing this. You might feel some tension, and that's normal, but no pain. And come to stillness. If you want to make this a little more active, you can grab the backs of your legs and push gently, just to help bring your belly to your thighs. But listen to your body, you know if you're going too far. We're going to bring our hands back to the mat now. Coming into a plank pose. And then knees, chest, chin. So we're going to bring our knees to the mat, chest to the mat, chin to the mat. And then we're going to straighten our legs, having our hip bones onto the floor. Still being really active in our legs, we're going to take our hands off of the mat underneath of our shoulders and just rock side to side in a nice low cobra here. Inviting this movement, again inviting blood flow into parts of your body that probably haven't had that all day. And now you can bring your hands back to the mat, and we'll just push up into cobra. Come up as far or as low as feels best for your body. This can be intense, so again, listen to yourself. There shouldn't be any pinching in the low back. And we want to grip the mat and pull your hands towards your hips. This will push your chest forward and open up more into your thoracic spine. A common problem with back bends is people tend to just use their lower back. We want to make sure that we're using all of our spine. Legs are still really active here. Connect with your breath. One last breath here, in. And on your exhale, you can push back into a child's pose. You can have your legs wide or close together, whichever feels best for you. And your hands can be in front of you or down by your sides, whatever feels most comfortable. On your next inhale, we'll rise, coming back into that tabletop, pushing your toes into the ground and back. Up your hips will go into downward dog once again. So if you still would like to pedal your feet here, get a little more length in the backs of your calves, your hamstrings. And if your heels don't come right down to the mat, that is very much okay. You don't have to force your feet into an uncomfortable spot. or make your calves feel really uncomfortable. Just allow those muscles to open up when it's right for them. So on an inhale, we're going to glide forward into plank pose. Once again, we'll come down into a knees, chest, chin. And we'll come right back down to our bellies. This time we're going to bring our hands down by our sides. Hips are still really active into the floor. We're going to come up into a locust pose. So on an inhale, we're going to lift our hands and our feet off the mat. And exhale down. Doesn't matter how far up you come. Again, we want to make sure we're not pinching anything in our low back. Inhale up, lift your hands and your feet. Shoulders come away. Your hands are being pushed. Your energy is pushing out your fingertips towards your toes. Exhale down. Inhale up again. Exhale down. We're building those muscles in our backs that we need to stabilize. And if you have low back discomfort, this is a really good pose for you to do to build up that strength in your back to help alleviate some of that pain. So inhale up one more time, and we're going to hold for 3 here. If you have to come down, go for it. Listen to your body. One more big breath in. Exhale, we'll bring our hands underneath our shoulders again. And we're going to come up into a cobra once again. So pushing the ground away. Pulling your hands towards your hips so your chest comes forward. Elbows are wrapping in. We don't want to have our elbows out to the side. Wrapping in nice and tight to your rib cage. Legs are still very active. Nice long neck. Exhale, we'll release. Back down. And we'll come back into a child's pose once again. So this time, if you had your knees wide last time, maybe try and bring them together and vice versa. Even seemingly small changes can really change the way the pose is and how it's felt in the physical body. 3 nice full breaths here. On your next inhale, we'll bring our hands out front, coming into that tabletop, pushing back into downward dog. Nice long neck here. 3 full breaths. Next inhale, we'll glide forward into that plank pose again. Knees, chest, chin, down to the floor, onto our bellies. And we're actually going to roll onto our back. From here, we're going to come into a bridge pose. Not a full wheel, so don't panic. So we want to have our feet hip distance width apart, and you want to reach down and hopefully feel the backs of your feet. Nice long neck. And we're gonna place our hands, palms down on the mat. So when we come into bridge pose, we want to activate our thighs and our glutes and our core. Just be careful that you're not clenching. A lot of the times people will clench their glutes to try and push their hips up towards the sky. And we want to have a really nice activation without tension. So you'll feel your muscles light up, but you don't want to have like a death grip on them. You want to allow the muscle to do the work for you without creating tension in the body. So on an inhale, you'll push your feet into the ground and you'll start to feel your hips get lighter. We know we're doing a lot of work right now. Want to keep our belly button still pulled towards our spine so our core stays active in this. Check to see if you're clenching in your glutes. Check your jaw, your abdomen, and your shoulders. Your jaw, your abdomen, and your shoulders can sometimes transfer or have a lot of energy transferred to them or tension. Exhale, we'll come down. You can rock your knees from side to side if you have a lot of saturation there. This is a good pose if you have sciatica as well. This can help alleviate sciatica. And again, it's building all the muscles that are in our backs, especially if you have low back problems. These are good poses for you. So on your next inhale, once again, push your feet into the ground. Doesn't matter how high you come. You can also do this supported if you have a pillow or something, or a yoga block. You can put it underneath here as well, and that's a really nice restorative version of this pose. Exhale, release. Again, any intuitive movement that you feel after doing these poses, enjoy it. If you're feeling a lot of heavy saturation or anything like that, moving that prana around or that energy around is beneficial. So every time, just make sure you're setting up properly. Knees shouldn't splay out. We want to still hug everything in the midline when we're doing this. So next inhale, up, press up. Make sure your big toes are still rooted. You don't want to have all of your weight in your heels. Nice, even foundation. If this feels okay, you can also start to roll your shoulders underneath your body and interlace your fingertips. Nice big breaths into your belly. Exhale, roll your shoulders out and slowly come back down. We always want to have controlled movements when we're doing this. And again, you can windshield wiper your knees from side to side. So we're going to roll up into a seated position. So we'll just start with grabbing the backs of our thighs, using your feet. This is really nice. It's kind of like a mini massage for your back. Again, there should never be pain. Roll right up to seated. We're going to come into a forward fold here. So if you're sitting and you feel like you're still kind of sliding back, what you can actually do is take your flesh, move it off to the side, and that should help stabilize you. If not, you can grab a blanket or a pillow and kind of have it sit on it a little bit, just so that your hips are tilting a little more forward. So feet are really active, legs are active. Piggies are up towards the sky. We'll inhale our arms up. And exhale, we'll begin to fold. We want to make sure we're hinging from the hips though. We don't want to be rolling our spine. It doesn't matter how far down you go. It depends on the sensations that you're feeling in your body. Again, there should be no pain. When you're doing forward folds, it's great to lead with your heart. So then that way it will prevent you from curling forward. So you want to lead with your heart and point it towards your toes. Once again, check your spots, your jaw, your shoulders, your abdomen, your glutes. See if you're transferring tension from one part of your body to the other. Nice big breaths here. Allow the muscle to lengthen in its own time. You can't rush it. Finding that moment when you just start to feel that this might be your limit or the beginning of the limit, that's where you should stop. Inhale, we'll rise. Again, hinging from our hips. Bring our hands down towards our sides. We're going to slide back down here. Coming back onto our spines. We're going to take our left leg and, my right leg and bend it over my left. And then I'm just going to allow my knees to drop to the left, come into this really nice spinal twist. Your arms can come out in a T shape, or you can cactus your arms as well, whatever feels best for you. And you can gaze up towards the sky, or you can look over your right shoulder. Really melt into this nice passive stretch. Try and soften any areas that feel tight. Your next inhale, bring your knees back to center, uncross your legs, and then take your left leg over your right. And then drop your knees to the right side. And once again, you can gaze up or over your left shoulder. And just relax here. Inhale, come back to center. Uncross your legs. We're going to come into Shavasana or corpse pose. So laying on your back if you'd like to put a sweater on or socks or a blanket. This is the most important pose of the practice. This is where all of the good stuff that we've created throughout our asana practice soaks into the layers of ourselves. So this is where everything gets put to where it needs to go. And don't worry, your body will do all the work. You don't have to think about anything. Try and clear your mind and look within. When you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. Invite some movement into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Give yourself a big stretch like you do in the morning. And then roll onto your left side. Give yourself a moment, a breath or two here, and then make your way back to seated. Once you've found your seat, you can close your eyes, or if you prefer to have them open, try and have a soft gaze. And simply observe whatever you're feeling right now, physically, emotionally, energetically, and no need to change whatever that is. Just simply allow it to be. If it feels good, you can bring your hands to heart center and Anjali Mudra and just bow your head once again. Wherever life takes you tomorrow, next week, or next year, I want you to know that you are seen, you are loved, and you are divine. Thank you for allowing me to assist in your practice, and take care. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Maple Flavored Yoga.